Alone in a Connected World by John Mark Willis. Introduction. A voice from the hidden place. I am not an author by ambition. I am a voice formed in fire. For 50 years I've walked through cities and deserts, cathedrals and caves, conversations and silences, seeking not just to know the truth, but to be known by the truth. What you're about to read is not just philosophy. It is not theology in the academic sense. It is not opinion. It is witness. This book was born in the quiet places where man no longer speaks and God begins to. It was not dictated by angels, but it was whispered in the stillness of long nights where pain met presence and loneliness met love. This book is a lantern for a generation lost in light, a call back to something ancient, sacred, human. In this age of noise, connection, and performance, we are becoming less of ourselves. This book is my attempt to place a hand on your shoulder and say, come back to yourself, to your soul, to God. If you have ears to hear, listen. Chapter 1. Alone in a Connected World. I have seen it, a world more connected than ever before, yet lonelier than it has ever been. A generation that can FaceTime across oceans, but cannot sit 5 minutes in silence with their own soul. We scroll, we like, we comment, we disappear, and all the while, something inside us is crying, but does anyone see me? We've mistaken connection for communion, traded presence for proximity, and now we perform joy for others while hiding ache within. But God sees, not your curated feed, but your cracked heart. You are not made for endless stimulation. You are made for sacred stillness. Let the silence become your sanctuary again. Chapter 2. The Loss of Sacred Attention. The enemy of your soul is not just sin. It is distraction. Our age rewards quickness, not depth, reaction, not reflection. But what is holy cannot be microwaved. You cannot binge your way into the presence of God. Sacred attention is the ability to be fully here, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally. The saints of old didn't multitask their prayers. They walked with God in the cool of the day, unhurried, undivided. To return to Him, you must first return to the moment. Unplug to hear again. Pause to feel again. Watch how the shallow fades and the sacred returns. Chapter 3. The false self we perform. The world rewards a version of you that doesn't really exist. Likes feed your image, not your soul. You curate what looks alive, while inside you are fading. We live under pressure to be impressive, but God never asked you to be impressive, only honest. The false self can win the world and still lose heaven. Jesus didn't die for the filtered you. He died for the real you, and that you is worth knowing. This chapter is your permission to stop performing, to show up messy, to be seen broken, and to let love find you there. Chapter 4. Reclaiming the voice of God. God has not stopped speaking, but we have stopped listening. The volume of the world has drowned out the whisper of heaven. The Spirit still speaks, not in chaos, but in clarity, not in volume, but in weight. To hear Him again, you must create room again. Room in your day, room in your heart, room in your mind. This is not a call to escape life. It is a call to anchor it. His voice heals what the world confuses. His voice corrects what ego inflates. His voice calls you beloved when you feel abandoned. Reclaim the voice of God, and you will remember who you are. Chapter 5. Becoming fully human. Again, you are not a machine. You are not your metrics. You are not your content. You are dust kissed by God. We've become optimized but not alive, efficient but not empathetic. Jesus wept, touched, felt, bled. He did not rush. He stopped for the one. Sacred humanity means to live slowly enough to notice, deeply enough to care, bravely enough to be real. This chapter is a return to feeling, to friendship, to spirit, to self. Not the self you built online, but the soul God made in His image. Conclusion: a sacred invitation. If you've read this far, something inside you has stayed awake. You're not here by accident. You are part of the remnant, those who refuse to be consumed by the machine. There is another way to live, and it begins now. No fanfare, no final performance. Just you and the whisper of God calling your name. Where are you? May your answer be, here I am.